What's up, guys? Brent here. Not really sure what I'm going to title this video just yet, but I wanted to talk about transitioning with friends, in the sense that when I transitioned, I guess it kind of not came as a surprise to people per se, but it's an adjustment period, right? They knew me as female, they knew me as going by X name, so they had to adjust to using male pronouns. They had to adjust to the physical changes I was going through. They had to adjust to calling me by my new name. All of these things. And the thing with that is, on top of that, is that the relationship changed to a degree. And it changed in the sense that it was, in some cases, a lot of my friends are female, and I'm going to talk about female friends in this video, because this is the situation. But it went from what was seen on their end as a female and female relationship to now a female and male relationship. So why is this significant? Why do I bring this up? Well, people, right? People get in relationships, and not everybody, understands maybe that like their girlfriend has these male friends or whatever the case. I don't know. People have insecurities, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. People are insecure about different things, and anyway, I bring this all up because it has been in my experience that I have had friends out me to other people, even way after I was transitioned. And before you get all overexcited about that, just in the sense that, they're married, or, like, I'll use this example, okay? My friend, and this is actually the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. I was inspired to make it. A friend, an ex of a friend, contacted me. Now I met this ex of my friend, who is now transitioning, so we'll call him. We'll call him X, okay? So I met X through my friend V, who's a girl, and they were dating, right? And this was like 2 years ago. So I'm fully transitioned. I'm passing, okay, you're not going to clock me as female, you're not going to clock me as trans. That hasn't happened since, like, 2010, okay, so, anyway, so, this person comes up to me, never said anything to me in the time I knew him. Then they ended up breaking up, X and V, they break up, and this person still hasn't said anything to me. They're on my stealth Facebook, even though I knew that they had been thinking about transition early in the relationship when X met V. X had been thinking about that. I knew that, and to me, I don't live my life as a trans man. I mean, I'll educate if someone comes up to me, but I don't need to out myself to every trans person or every person who's thinking that they might transition. I'm just trying to live my life. I accept that I'm trans. That is part of who I am. That is not how I identify, if that makes sense. So I just live my life. I identify as an athlete. I identify as a personal trainer. I identify as a science enthusiast. I identify in a lot of ways, but I don't necessarily identify as a trans person. So, long story short, this person contacts me recently and says, hey, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. They contact me via Facebook, via Messenger. They say, hey, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I don't know anyone else, and I'm starting T, and I, just want to talk to someone. So, at this point, cool. I'm open to talking. They've reached out to me. They obviously know my situation. This isn't a major deal, but I want to find out how they know. So I ask, and turns out my friend had told this person. I don't know how the conversation came up. I didn't ask all that detail. But, I'm aware that you can't control other people, right? So sometimes people think when they're drunk, or they're talking about an experience, and you're like, oh, I knew this person back then, and they were this. or they meet someone who's transitioning, so they think that's okay. Like, oh, well, yeah, I know someone else in that situation. So I asked this person about it. So obviously I know the situation, and I just want to be clear going forward that I don't want my business out there, no matter what the situation is, no matter who they are. That's my business to tell. I don't think it's significant. She was really cool with that. And I asked her if she had told her husband, who they got together actually towards the end of her relationship with X. So again, he's known me too, just like this, okay. And she admitted that she did, and that her reasoning was, that's my husband, and I don't want to keep things from him. So again, I made it clear. I exerted my boundaries, but I'm not necessarily mad about it. And that's the point of this video. So you can't control other people, okay? And even though I have transitioned and I see myself differently, they know me as how they knew me, okay? And that's their view. And now don't get me wrong, you don't need to keep those types of people in your life. If you feel disrespected, if you're not okay, with someone putting out your information for whatever reason, not necessarily in a mean way, but just because that's just how they know you, and that's just how people talk, right? Humans, we talk. We talk about each other. We talk about stuff going on. It's just human nature. We're a very, very, very verbal species. So, yeah, hopefully this isn't too much of a ramble, but my point is, to be clear, I'm very clear. That's why I tell people up front, some people, oh, I want to put your business out there. That's great. Thank you for that. But I just want to make sure, no matter what, you're not putting my business out there. At the same time, my business gets put out there in this situation. It's happened before. It is what it is. And I'm going to roll with it because I don't have control over that. And, I can't, just because I've transitioned and just because I'm Brent now and I'm living my life the way I'm living it, and people have left my life for various reasons. I'm meeting new people all the time. This is a very new, fluid, dynamic life for me. But, again, I can't expect, I can be clear about things, but sometimes things do come up, things do come up where someone may be jealous and they may not understand, and that person may have to feel that they have to explain how they met you to comfort that other person. There's so many situations where these things could happen, and not necessarily in a bad way, not because they're trying to hurt you by outing you, not because they're trying to be disrespectful by outing you, but just because it just comes up in conversation. I don't know. Things happen in this world, right? So my point was just to bring that up, to address that, because that is something I went through, and I thought that maybe it was worth sharing. Maybe it could give some insight to other people, a little bit more perspective. I try to put myself in other people's shoes a lot. I try to see, really, truly feel through them, which is not easy, by the way. And, to really try to understand their perspective, because reality is perspective. Perspective is reality. And people do see the world differently, and I know that I've said ignorant things in my life, and I've probably said things I shouldn't have said, or put information out there about someone that wasn't appropriate, but it was just at the time, at whatever the conversation, it just seemed to go like that, and that's just life. So take it with a grain of salt. Exert your boundaries. Definitely exert your boundaries with people. That's important in general. You don't have to put up with anything you don't want to put up with. You don't have to keep people in your life who you feel are disrespectful, who you feel are toxic, who you feel just aren't good for you. You don't have to, no matter how many years you've known them. No matter who they are to you, you don't. That's a choice that you can make. But most people, all you can, if you're up front and you are clear about your needs and your wants, hopefully they'll understand it, and hopefully they'll respect it. And, shit does happen, and that's just life, and people talk, and that's just being a human. So I try to just be understanding to that, and again, just live my life. At the end of the day, these people aren't treating me any different. They haven't treated me as female. They haven't said anything. The only reason that person even brought it up, and he even said he had been wanting to bring it up for a long time. But he sensed that I wasn't comfortable with that. So, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with you knowing that I'm trans. If you're respecting me, and if you're not respecting me, I'm going to stick up for myself, and then I'm not going to associate with you, point blank. But, that's okay. Again, I'm not going to go out and out myself, but if it happens, it happens. And there's no sense in having negative emotions about it. There's none. It's a done deal, and there's no damage out of it. So, for me, that was my situation. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. So I hope y'all, wow, I've been in Florida too long. I'm sorry. I take that back. I hope you guys had a good weekend, or having a good weekend. It's a rainy Sunday over here. I'm in a study. I got a lot of dishes I gotta wash, and do some laundry, hit the gym for some cardio, starting a new workout routine tomorrow, which I'm excited about. If my chest heals, I did something to my chest, and the pec attaches to the humerus too. So when I do chest flies, I can feel it, and it's just, a pain kind of down my arm. I'm not injured or anything, but I'm not 100% healthy, and things do aggravate it. So I'm just going to stick to cardio for a little bit right now, and get healthy. And that's it. Have a good day. Hit the gym, hit the books, hit the dishes, hit the laundry, go to bed, wake up at 4 a.m. for work. That's my life. All right. Hope you have a good one. And again, if you have any video requests, drop them. Leave your comments. You guys never comment on my stuff. And if you like the video, thumbs up. Thanks.